Good afternoon, ladies. Right, so video number 2, and this is where I'm going to start kicking your ass a little bit more, like I said I would do in your first video. Today I want to talk about priorities, and although I want to keep this short, I feel very passionate about it, and I'm likely to kind of go on a little bit, so please forgive me for that. I want you, before we do priorities, I want to give you 3 things that Brendan Burchard found out when he had a car accident at age 19 and faced death. And he asked himself at the end, before he knew what was going to happen, did I live my own unique life? Did I love openly and honestly? And did I matter, and did I make a difference? So those 3 questions. And what he's found out through his research from working after the accident, he actually spent many years working with people at end-of-life care. And he found that people consistently asked those 3 questions over and over again. Did I live? Did I love? And did I matter? And I found that really profound. And so when I started to look at the priorities that I put in my life, when I started this sort of personal development journey about 7 months ago, it wasn't really until I read that just weeks ago, really, into his book, that I thought, wow, that's a huge thing. Because, you know, rest assured that when you do reach the end of this very short and precious life, you're not going to get commended for working 14-hour days by your boss, and you're not going to get, you know, a big round of applause for always putting other people first at the expense of your own health, or for spending, you know, 20 hours a day in the gym at the expense of your family life and your own emotional happiness. So priorities. The common theme you hear from people when they're trying to set goals, whatever goals they are, business, lifestyle, you know, nutrition, is I don't have the time. And I am here to tell you that is crap. And I, you know, some of you might find this controversial, but I've been doing a lot of reading and a lot of listening and a lot of podcasting and a lot of major life changes for myself. And I have seen in my own life how I prioritised very different things. And first of all, I didn't have any priorities, and my head was a complete mess because I just couldn't see the wood through the trees. And then when I did start to prioritise, I couldn't work out what I needed to prioritise. It's taken me 7 months of working every day to realise that, number 1, I don't need to be busting my arse off every minute of every day. Number 2, that when I don't do that and I give time back to myself and prioritise self-care, I become a better, calmer and happier person. And number 3, it's bringing clarity into my life to be able to take that step back and almost grow into the person that I know is deep inside me. So, when you're setting your goals for 2016, I think it's really important to be true to yourself. And don't set something because society says you should look like that, or you should eat like that, or you should meditate like that, right? This is about you creating the journey that you can go on and that you can sustain for evermore, not just the next 2 weeks until February comes in and you can't be bothered anymore. So I want you to think about now how much of your life is spent. I haven't got my phone here now, but you know, you have a spare 2 seconds. You're like, just check Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I just uploaded that. Take a couple of likes, make a comment. Every 2 to 3 minutes that you do that, add that up over the period of a day. The average American watches 4 hours of TV every day. 0 personal growth going on there, certainly no exercise. And so, you know, that's when they say they don't have time, it's your priorities. Where do you need to prioritise to get to be the person that you really want to become? And don't BS yourself. Don't tell yourself you haven't got it, because what you perhaps need to do is plan your days more effectively and prioritise you. You are most important, because when you feed yourself, you can feed others. So, when you are planning your day, I want you to think about, when you're planning your goal for 2016, I want you to think about the version of you that you want to be, okay? How does she feel? How does she feel on a daily basis? How does she feel when she wakes up in the morning? How does she look? How does she go through her day? What kind of choices does she make? So if you're in a decision, you say to yourself, the version of me that I want to be, how would she be right now? What decision would she make in this situation? And what you're going to find is that you're going to have to make some decisions. If you want to get fit and healthy, but you spend Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday on the piss, it's not going to happen. Even if you eat cleanly Monday to Thursday, okay? If you are surrounded by people who don't get you, I'm not saying you need to leave your family, but you need to start spending more time surrounded by those that are on your same journey. And if it's not in person, then think about joining a group. Think about listening to podcasts. Think about changing what you're reading. Think about changing what you're listening to. Think about changing who you're surrounding yourself by, so that the proportion of your time is surrounded by people who are there to guide you forward and not keep you back. Because people will, when they see you starting to fly and improve, they will pull you back because they want you to stay on their level. You have to make that choice. Prioritise who you are with. Prioritise what you're reading, what you're listening to, what you're eating, how you're living, and ask yourself, what does the version that I want to be, what would she do right now? And if you find that you do like a little chart and you find that actually you are spending 4 hours a week, maybe even 4 hours a week, 5 hours a week watching TV, do you really need to do that? Is there anything else that you could do that would propel you more forward? If you start your day and you roll out of bed and the first thing you do is check your Facebook, I'm thinking maybe wake up in the morning, have an act of gratitude in the morning, have a bit of a shake and move around and go get your hot water and lemon. So you need to decide where your priority lies. If your priority is about designing a life that fills you in here and that positively affects the people around you and impacts the world, then you need to look at how you're living your life right now. And you need to change it, because if you don't, you're always going to be stuck where you are. And then we get into this yeah, I think Brendan Burchard calls it this victim mentality, you know, oh, woe is me. And whilst I will always give my time to people and I will always be compassionate towards how they feel, because it's not my place to judge and it's not my life to live, I do have to say that I cannot deal with that, because I have been through depression and I have been through the weight loss journey, and it's something that I still have to work on every day. And I'm here to tell you, the only time my life changed is when I did something and stopped freaking moaning about it and got off my arse and did something. So decide what you want and dedicate your life to getting it every single day. And when you fall off the wagon, quit this whole, oh, I'll start over again in a week. You get back on it, because that's life. Life is going to kick you up the pants several times, okay? So you need to get out of the victim role and you need to pull on those big girl pants and you need to suck it up, and you just need to go, this isn't just aimed at me. My reaction is me. And prioritise your own growth. So I've been waffling on for ages, I did warn you. So what I want you to do for your homework at the moment is look at how you prioritise your time and look at which things you currently prioritise in your life that are keeping you here when you want to be over there, and what can you do to change that. If you need any help, all you've got to do is send me an email and I'll do what I can, or just share it out on the Facebook page. So number 2 is all about your priorities. So take a look, be honest, and pull up those pants. TTFN.